throat. Chopping it up with Ramel. Chopping it up with Ramel. Chopping it up with Ramel. No notes, straight from the throat. Chopping it up with Ramel. Chopping it up with Ramel. Chopping it up with Ramel. No notes, straight from the throat.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another edition of Chopping It Up with Ramel. No notes, straight from the throat. Hey, listen, man. A lot of action last night in the NBA. Lots to talk about. But I want to kick off today's segment with the NFL. And the reason why I'm going there, I'm going with the Pro Bowl selection, man. I want to tell you something, man. Very impressive with some of these Pro Bowl selections. Listen, I know the Pro Bowl is not the most competitive game, and maybe we can do without it. Most of the time, the players don't even show up. But the fact that a person has been nominated or selected, I mean, it's still an honor to me as a player to be chosen to as a Pro Bowler, man. And I'm gonna tell you something. Very impressed with a couple of teams, man. The Raiders, they have 7 Pro Bowl players. The Falcons have 6. I believe it's the Cowboys, Pittsburgh, and Tennessee has 5, and the New York Giants have 4. Man, you gotta be impressed with the Raiders sending Derek Carr, Khalil Mack, the safety Nelson, Amari Cooper, 3 linemen. I mean, that's just impressive right there, man. Really, it is. Derek Carr, a nice up-and-coming young quarterback. Yeah, you heard me say it. He's in my top 5 as MVP. Plus, I think Oakland is going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, very impressive. Then you got Atlanta, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones. No stranger to the Pro Bowl, but to be selected again is still an honor. But how about Devontae Freeman going? And how about Vic Beasley, man? I mean, when was the last time maybe the Falcons had a Pro Bowl type defensive player on a consistent basis? And for this to be a young guy, man, very good honors. The Falcons also had a couple of linemen as well as the kicker. So kudos to the Falcons having 6 players being selected. And then there's Dallas, Pittsburgh, and Tennessee. I mean, I don't have all the names for Tennessee, but how about DeMarco Murray? Regaining that form that he's had when he was behind that line in Dallas. He went to Philadelphia. Chip Kelly ruined him. He's second behind Dak in rushing. What a pleasant surprise to see him selected again. Selected to the Pro Bowl, this time in the AFC. So good honor there. Pittsburgh, the Killer Bees is there. Brown, Bell, Ben. I mean, a couple of linemen for them. And then there's Cowboys. Is this the first time in history that a rookie quarterback and a rookie running back from the same team goes to the Pro Bowl? Just tremendous honors, man. Tremendous honors to all those who were selected. Of course, Dallas, with that strong line that they have, 3 of their offensive linemen were selected. There's a chance that they don't play because I think that Dallas will be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl. All right? But great honors. And then there's my guy. You know, I'm a Jet fan, but like I told you, I may be a fan of a team, but I'm a fan of the sport first, man. Odell Beckham. He leads the way for the Giants with 4 nods. I mean, Odell Beckham was selected. Janoris Jenkins, the cornerback, who's having an outstanding season. The safety Collins. And then I think also some special team guys selected. Dwayne Harris or something like that. But what an honor to those who've been selected, man. I mean, forget about the game itself. Just to be chosen to the Pro Bowl, it shows that people recognize your talent. And what an honor, man. So good job to those fellas getting it done and being selected and chosen by their, I'm not sure if it's the coaches, the fans, or whatever, but even so, man, great job of having a great season, man. Especially a guy like DeMarco Murray, a couple of first-time players, man. It's always exciting, man. And I think it also reflects in the paycheck. So good job, man. Good job on that. Hey, the power rankings came out in the NFL. We'll talk more about that tomorrow as we get into the NBA. But keep in mind, there's a big game tomorrow night. Giants go down and meet Philly, so that should be a good game. Philly nearly pulled one off in Baltimore this past Sunday, and Giants with an outstanding win against Detroit. So moving right along to the association. Listen, you couldn't ask for a better set of games last night. It was action throughout the league, throughout the country. I don't even know where to begin. With all this talk about trading DeMarcus Cousins, and I do think he'll get traded, but I don't think you have to trade him this season because his contract is not up until the following season. But with all the talk about trading DeMarcus Cousins, yeah, they go in there, they trailing Portland for the 8th spot. Last night, they just inched the game closer last night. I think they're a game and a half or just a game out of the 8th spot after DeMarcus Cousins puts up a double nickel last night. That's right, folks, a double nickel. Put up 55 points, 13 rebounds against Portland. And here it is. The backcourt put up 60 for Portland. Dame and McCollum, they had 36 and 24, respectively. Or 34 and 26, one of them. But they had 60 points combined, and then they got a career high of Mason Plumlee at 27. But it was no match for the DeMarcus Cousins show, and that was 55 points, no Rudy Gay. I think Ty Lawson came off the bench for for double digits in scoring, and someone else had some double digits, but nothing to say he had help. It was the DeMarcus Cousins show. He was doing it from the inside, the outside, hitting threes. 55 points, 13 assists as the Sacramento Kings is making their march to the playoffs as they trail Portland by a game. Denver trails Portland by a half a game. So that is heating up. Once upon a time, it was the Lakers there, but the Lakers are now faltering, although especially after the loss again to the Hornets. So they're just sliding away, but creeping up there slowly but surely is Sacramento and Denver. This looks like it might be a three-team race as long as they hold on to Cousins. If they trade Cousins, it's a wrap. But if they hold on to Cousins is trying to make a statement, man. The guy's the best center in the game, man. You just don't trade him. You got to think hard. I think you get rid of him eventually, but you have to think hard about this. Guy's Olympian. The guy just wants to play, man. He just wants to win. He's got passion. He's tired of losing. He probably won all his life. He wants to win, man. He's frustrated. That's all. He's a knucklehead. Don't get me wrong. Rasheed Wallace was a knucklehead, but if I had a vote, he'd be in the Hall of Fame, man. Melo World Peace was a knucklehead, but sometimes you need guys on the team like that because why? Because they have passion, man. There's nothing wrong with their games, man. Melo World Peace, he just wanted to play and win hard. That's it, man. He just wanted to play and win hard, man. That's it. Wanted to win hard. That's it. They have passion for the game, man. That's about it. Passion for the game. You need players on your team like that, man. DeMarcus Cousins is a ball player, man. Figure it out over there in Sacramento. Instead of trying to trade him, bring people in there to help him out, man. You got a product over there that's great, man. He's an Olympian, gold medalist. Find some help over there, man. Get it together. Because you're not going to find another center like that, man. When's the last time you seen Shaq? Another Shaq in the league. When's the last time you seen another Olajuwon in the league? When's the last time you seen another Jabbar in the league? Huh? When's the last time you seen them, man? When's the last time you seen a David Robinson or a Patrick Ewing? How about Moses Malone? When's the last time you seen them in the league, man? These centers don't come around every day, man. Nah, man. You got a DeMarcus Cousins there. You got the best center in the game, man. Make it work, man. Make it work. Going around the league, man, San Antonio, they winning ways on the road as they go into Houston and get the win. They're 15-1 on the road, but more importantly, they snap Houston's 10-game winning streak. Houston was the hottest team in the NBA. They climbed third in the power ranking, and rightfully so. I'm not a D'Antoni fan, but yeah, this is working out for them in Houston. James Harden is having an MVP season. It's working out for them. I don't know how it's going to last in the playoffs, because you get figured out in the playoffs, and then you got back-to-back games, or you play the same team 4 or 5 games, possibly 7. Teams figure it out. The strategy comes into it. But currently, as it's going right now, man, what a match. It's like the perfect match for them, man. Houston's the hottest team in basketball. They was winning. They won 10 in a row, but they ran into the Road Warriors, man. And that's the San Antonio Spurs as they snapped their winning streak, and the Spurs is 15-1 on the road. 15-1 on the road. So, yeah, you got that. That was going on last night. And then, what can you say about Golden State? They went by 45 on Saturday, and now last night they went by 30 against Utah, man. And you know what? Yeah, they rested players in the fourth quarter. This one was over early, man. And that's how you do it, man. You get it done early, rest your players in the fourth quarter. I think only maybe 1 or 2 people played 31 minutes. Everybody else was in the 20s. That's what you do. Speed them up and rest your players. It's plain and simple. Plain and simple. And then, what can we say about Isaiah Thomas, man? He is making a name for himself in the NBA, man. I mean, I was listening to NBA radio one day and someone said he should come off the bench. Please. Please. He's your best player, man. He's only about 5'9". He's your best player, man. Last night, they go into Memphis. Boston wins an overtime game on the road. This guy puts up 44 points and 6 assists, man. He's the littlest guy on the court. The littlest guy on the court. 44 points. What a job by him, man. Great game by Isaiah Thomas last night. Great game, man. And you know, it was a big win, too, because that a loss there would have tied them with the Knicks, and then they face on Christmas Day. So, you know, you kind of want to have that lead going into that matchup. You know what I mean? Because Christmas Day, man, when Christmas Day is over, that week, man, going into the first of the year, you kind of know who you are and where you are. You know, you get a sense of where you're going to be. A third of the season is over. So, you know, you want to kind of have some momentum going into the new year, especially if you're going to face a division foe on Christmas Day, man. So, good game by Isaiah Thomas, 44 points. That team is continuing to gel and get better as health is on their side. You know, there's some questions of whether they go after Gordon Hayward in the offseason or maybe possibly make a trade for him in the midseason. I don't know if Utah is willing to trade him, but if he's available at the All-Star break, Boston needs to trade for him. Bottom line, they need to trade for him. That's their missing piece. They need to trade for him. All right? Moving right along, we're going to go to the guard, man. Listen, games like this last night kind of upsets me, man. It really does, man. Because you say, where is this every night, man? Every night. How often do we look up in the box score and you see Carmelo with 35, Porzingis with 21, and Derrick Rose with 24? Listen, Derrick Rose said, yeah, the NBA wants super teams like us in Golden State. Well, I'll tell you what, man, last night they looked a little bit like a super team, man. And, you know, while people was ridiculing Derrick Rose when he made that statement, I did not. Not that I thought that the Knicks was a super team, but I like his confidence, man. If that's how he felt, yeah, albeit. But don't speak about it, be about it. Just back it up. I have no problem with you saying something like that. But just back it up, man. And it's time to back it up. I'm going to tell you something, man. Derrick Rose is a phenomenal talent. He is not the Derrick Rose of old, but he's a phenomenal talent. When he plays, we're a better team. Plain and simple. Do we give him an extended contract? No. No, he's too risky. And there's some other players that's going to be available at the end of the season that I like to take a run at. But he's too risky. Bottom line. But when he plays, we're a much better team, man. We need to find a way to keep this man healthy, man. Keep him healthy. Yeah, the Knicks was down by 15 late third quarter, man, last night. Down by 15, and all of a sudden, led by Carmelo, a barrage of three-pointers was just coming out. Carmelo, Holiday, Porzingis, Carmelo, Porzingis, Carmelo. It was just an attack on three-pointers. Carmelo finished 7 for 11 with three-pointers, man. I mean, yeah, what an exciting comeback. The Garden was into it in the fourth quarter. Jeff Hornacek pushed all the right buttons. Noah, he had a big game. Yes, a big game, a double-double from him. He hit some crucial free throws down the stretch or when he came to the line. Just an outstanding game. Brandon Jennings, floor general he was. You know what? I didn't realize what kind of defense Brandon Jennings played, man. This guy's a pest from inbound to inbound. He had a crucial steal in the backcourt, a lazy pass. He happened to just snatch it up, dropped it off to Porzingis for three at the top of the key. Yeah, man, when the Knicks are playing like this, they do look like a super team. And they look like they can't be beat, man. I'm talking about why can't we have this on a consistent basis, man? They look very good. Everybody was was cohesive. Everybody was in sync. It just was fun to watch, man. It really, really was. It was fun to watch. It was exciting. And it's typical Knicks. Roller coaster. They have you down. Man, we're down by 15. You want to throw your beer at the TV. But they hung in there. They regrouped. They chipped away. And like I said, there was a barrage of three-pointers. And there was a good flow to the game. There wasn't no isolation. It was a bat. Some crisp passing. Looking for the open man. Boom. Quick releases. Knocking them down. No ifs, ands, and buts about it, man. And here's another stat for you. You know, I think the Knicks defense is not that strong, and it can be stronger. They need an anchor somewhere on there, whether it's on the ball or just a little bit from nowhere in the background. But here's something that you don't know. The Knicks are 5th in the league in blocks. Last night they had 8 blocks, man. Yeah, they alter shots at the basket. Let's not get it twisted, man. They got some length down there. They got some athleticism down there between Porzingis and Noah. You know, there's length, athleticism. Kyle O'Quinn. He's got some sneaky athleticism, man. He blocks a few shots. This Knicks team, man, I know I've said it before. And the word patience is gone now, man. We're almost a third of the season. I mean, the Knicks now is 15-13. That's 28 games out of 82. 3 times 28 is 84. A third of the season is gone. It's no more patience now. You gave us a flash of what you can be. You reached the 3rd seed. You're currently tied for 4th, I believe it is, or tied for 5th. We reached that point right now where now we need to see consistency. We need to see consistency day in and day out, man. I'm not expecting you to win every game, but now it's time to see 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 7. It's that time now, man. It's time to go on a roll. You got some winnable games left this year. You got Indiana, Orlando. You got Boston on Christmas. After that, you got Atlanta, New Orleans, and I believe you end the year with Houston. Yeah, there's 5 games left, guys. We need to go 4-1 minimum. 4-1. We need to go 4-1 out of these 5 games, man. Winnable games, man. I'll name them again. We have Orlando, Boston, Atlanta, New Orleans, and Houston. We got to go 4-1. That would be impressive. That would be impressive. In the power rankings, we went from 12 down to 16. Expected. Those 3 games that we lost on the road, especially the Phoenix and Denver, those was wins, man. If we had one win, we'd be talking about a different conversation. If we'd have just won one of those games between Phoenix and Denver, we'll have a different conversation right now. But what a game last night. Very exciting at the Garden. Jeff Hornacek. Yeah, I think Jeff is doing an admirable job. I think he should be considered for the Eastern Conference Coach of the Year, considering what he has to work with. You know, the Mellon of Phil, the Phil and Carmelo drama, Derrick Rose in and out of the lineup since preseason, training camp. Noah, not the same person. Is he overpaid? Is it one of the worst contracts in history? Do we still have it? Having to reach deep into his bench, pulling out Kyle O'Quinn, having 5 rookies on his bench, first-year coach. I mean, considering all that he's doing, and the Knicks is relevant and look like they're gonna march into the playoffs. Yeah, he's done a lot in a short term there, man. That needs to be recognized. Plain and simple, just simply needs to be recognized. So kudos to the Knicks last night with a huge win. I can't express it more. Carmelo had a great game with 35, and this is upsetting an Indiana team that had 6 guys in double figures. Was coming off back-to-back wins, had a balanced attack. It was getting it from off the bench, starting lineup. Miles Turner was a handful. The Al Jefferson coming in with his poor man Moses Malone game. I mean, he was just doing it. He had a big game off the bench. Paul George had double. I mean, Jeff Teague had a double-double. It wasn't like Indiana didn't play well. Indiana had a game. It's just that when it counted and stars needed to play like stars, when stars need to be stars, the stars shine for New York. The former MVP, the future star of the league, and the future Hall of Famer, they came up big for the Knicks. It's plain and simple, man. So that's a good game, good win for the Knicks last night. Let's hope we can keep our winning ways when Orlando comes to the Garden. I believe they come tomorrow night or Friday night. So let's look out for that. And then they got Boston on Christmas Day, 12 o'clock matinee, ESPN. Should be fun. Should be exciting to watch. But yeah, that's going to do it for me today. Hey, continue to follow me on YouTube. Search me at Troy Ramel Royal. Or you can go to Facebook.com, Chopping It Up with Ramel. Man, I love your insights, your comments, your posts. I just love the support. So please continue on. And listen, like I always say, man, I'm going to see y'all in 24. Thanks for tuning in, man. God bless, man. And this is Chopping It Up with Ramel. No notes, straight from the throat. Hey, y'all be good, man. Let it take us out.